Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mid-Atlantic Bowling League's Chaos Cup. It is the final game of regulation play here in Week 6 of the Chaos Cup. And we've got the top team up tonight. It's going to be I Want to Be Like Doug versus Maximum Von Sydow, Richard Cranium versus Malik, Dwarves versus Lizards. A bashy game up tonight. Let's take a look at the standings going into this final game. The top four are set. In the first place, Richard Cranium's I Want to Be Like Doug, a Dwarfen team. 5-0-0 is their record. Win or lose, they are the top seed going into the semifinals. Nevagana, an Orc team. Chimes team, 4-1-1 is their record. They are the second seed. They'll be facing off against Cenozoic Park, Nick Satan's team, after their win this week against the Dead Kennedys, 1-0. They are in third place with a record of 4-0-2, and finally in fourth place, league champion Doug the Minotaur. White Skull Windbreakers, another Orc team. They'll be facing off against this team tonight. I Want to Be Like Doug. Why not in the semifinals? The home team tonight, I Want to Be Like Doug, coming in a TV of 1,320,000 gold. They have a 13-player roster. The Dwarven team, lots and lots of block. He's got guard on a number of players. Kevin Bacon, the runner. He just picked up a second runner. Rorik, blood for blood. 2 runners on this roster, and of course that very expensive Death Roller. I have talked down about Death Rollers my entire life. And Richard Cranium's been having good success with Pepperoni Roller in this competition. Pepperoni Roller will be leveling up before the game. We'll see what he picks up on this Death Roller. I think Grab is not a bad pickup for the Death Roller. He can take that block, keep somebody nearby. I think multi-block on Strength 7, not a bad pickup either. Multi-block means you treat your Strength as -2, and you get 2 blocks out of it. So 2 Strength 5 blocks is not bad at all, but really what the Pepperoni Roller wants to do is he wants to take fouls. Mighty Blow +1 is not so bad on blocks, but Dirty Player +2 on fouls, a whole lot better. J.R. Wilkes says, I don't want to play any of these teams. 5 dedicated fans, 2 rerolls, 1 apothecary. He'll be up against Malik's Maximum Von Sydow tonight, another bashy team. This is a Lizard team coming in at a TV of 1,290,000 gold. 12-player roster tonight. 6 Sarses, that's what you want on this roster. He's got a Crocs and Max Von Sydow, and then 5 Skinks. He can level up none of this unless he's going to take a random. I don't think he's going to do that. He's got block on 2 of these Sauruses. That's not bad. You can see he's working on number 4 here as well. Malik using this first competition of the season to try to get block on all those Sauruses. Once those Sauruses start to pick up block, Strength 4 plus block is a powerhouse. Those Skinks are the natural sort of vacuums for the SPP, so you can see Malik's doing a pretty good job of spreading that SPP around, trying to get block on the Sauruses as fast as he can, and try to turn these Skinks into some devastating combinations. We'll probably see a Blodger on one. You can see he has a sneaky get in number 13. That's his Fowler. Sprint, Sure Feet, what? Catch as well. Yeah, he's already kitting out this team. I didn't. That's a fine pickup. I just didn't know what the icon was. He's already starting to kit out those Skinks. The Crocs has, big guys, Strength 5, Mighty Blow, Prehensile Tail to keep people locked down. Pretty solid team right out of the gate. Lizards are great, Dwarves are great. He's got 2 rerolls, 3 fans, 3 assistant coaches, 3 cheerleaders, my goodness, and 1 apothecary. How are the 2 teams going to play tonight? Well, on paper, Malik's going to have a tough time, and that's just because I think in this matchup, not having the skills against a team like these Dwarves, I mean, you're up against a team that has block almost across the board. Only 2 players of this 13-player roster don't have the block skill. That's just really hard to deal with. It's going to be really, really tough. He's got to lean on his speed advantage with the Skinks. You can see Dwarves are very slow. MA4 almost on every single player, with the exception of the runners at an MA of 6 and the Blitzer at an MA of 5. They're not a fast team. They're not a passy team. He really wants to leverage his speed against this team. But the trick is you got to keep your Skinks alive. The Skinks are the only players on a Lizard team that can really handle this ball. Everyone else is Edge 5+. That's not good. That's really not good. So the trick here is going to be keeping those skinks safe, and typically that means you're going to keep them safe with a Saurus or two. And being able to do that means you need to have free Sauruses to do that with. These Sauruses can very easily get locked down by these dwarves. If a Saurus gets based, he doesn't want to dodge, not an AG of 5+. Even if it's a positive dodge, he needs a 5 or higher on a D6 in order to make the dodge. So they can get locked down very, very easily. He's going to have to be real careful that he puts these Sauruses where he wants them to be, that he doesn't get super duper aggressive, because he will lose the bashing game tonight. If he bases everybody, he will lose his pieces, and instead tries to play more tactically and maybe even a little more like an Edge team, and try to carve out a little bit of the pitch, give your skinks room to run, protect them for a turn, and then have them take off toward the end zone. Yeah, if he plays the bashy game, he just doesn't have the block. He doesn't have the guard to really deal with that. 5 skinks means, I mean, he's gonna lose a skink or two, but that's fine. He's got 5 of them. Sneaky Git can be really important tonight. If he can knock a player down and go in for the foul and start removing players, that'll be great for him if he can get that player advantage. It's very hard to remove dwarves. It's pretty hard to remove Sauruses as well. The thing is, Richard Cranium has Pepperoni Roller. Pepperoni Roller makes everything easy to remove. Pepperoni Roller with Dirty Player +2, strike the 7. He's a nightmare. He is a secret weapon. That means the Death Roller will only be on the pitch for a single drive. We've seen Richard Cranium take Death Roller on the first drive every single game. I imagine that it'll be the same here tonight. And he'll be trying to murder people. He'll be trying to steamroll them, quite literally, with Pepperoni Roller. Malik has a lot of money tied up in assistant coaches and cheerleaders. We'll hope that pays off for him. The game's a little bit different with the new version of the rule set. The assistant coaches, those still give you the rerolls, but the cheerleaders give you a prayer to Nuffle. So he has 3 assistant coaches looking for that extra reroll. He only has 2. This is a problem for him tonight as well, with only 2 rerolls. He really wants to be around 3, but he's hoping Nuffle will be kind and give him the extra reroll with the assistant coaches. The cheerleaders also give him an advantage on the prayers to Nuffle table, but that's a roll on a table, so you never know what you're going to get from Nuffle. Ain't that a fact? All right, without any further ado, let's get this final game in regulation underway. The top 4 already set. Maximum Von Sydow had a chance at the top 4 until the dead Kennedys blew it for them. But now they're playing for SPP, and they're going to try to set their team up to be in a stronger position for the upcoming Spike Magazine trophy. Yeah, that's right. BB Nuts has 4 games left of the Chaos Cup. That is right. Tonight, 2 semifinals and a final. Yeah, that's going to be about two to 3 weeks left in the Chaos, or 2 to 3 weeks left until we start opening up registration for the Spike Magazine trophy. If you want to play with us, come hang out in our Discord. Links on the channel. Links in the description. Is it in the description? Links in the channel. the bit below the video. It's open to everyone. Whether you're new to the game, whether you're a veteran of the game, and due to the way the league is set up, you don't even have to worry about missing the Chaos Cup. You can come in with a fresh team and have a good shot at making the Blood Bowl, the championship match, or the championship competition later in the season. Food polish, thank you for the bits. Jared looks like skink armor will hold. No skinks lost, calling it now. I will not take that bet. 7 fan factor for I Want to Be Like Doug. 4 for Maximum Von Sydow. Lots of money these coaches will be getting after this game. And PB Nut says, cheer anyone but the Doors. No offense to the Doors, but I hate Death Rollers. I Want to Be Like Doug wins the coin toss. They'll be on offense to start with. Maximum Von Sydow to set up their defense to get this game underway. 12-player roster for Maximum Von Sydow. 3 on the line, 3 Sarses on the line. They pulled the Crocs off the line. He wants to be mobile with that Crocs and be tactical with where he uses that Mighty Blow skill. And now I want to be like Doug to set up. 13 players on the roster starting this evening. I haven't seen so many cheerleaders ever. That's great. I love it, man. I love all the little details here in BB3. In the game of Blood Bowl, you have to put at least 3 players on the line of scrimmage. That's these 7 spaces right here. You can put a maximum of 2 in either wide zone, and everything else is fair game. You also have to field 11 players, if at all possible. Five on the line, including General So, the single blitzer on this roster. Yeah, they do look cool. I do like how they're kind of tied to your purchases. I think that's neat, but I get you. I feel you. Seconds to set up the offense here. I want to be like Doug, setting up the 4-player offense, 2 in either wide zone. He's got the Sunday Kid and the Soyest of Rogers as wide receivers. Kevin Bacon naturally back to receive. Had an illustrious career as an actor. Now a runner for this Dwarven team in Blood Bowl. This is Kevin Bacon's 2nd season. Used to play for Doug the Minotaur, now playing for Richard Cranium. There's the kick. Very shallow kick by Max von Sydow. Brilliant coaching. Yes, indeed. And those 3 assistant coaches helped out. Max von Sydow gets that extra reroll. They're up to 3. I want to be like Doug, just with 2. Turn 1 underway. Food Polish says the past season of MAML has made me reconsider Elf BS. It's just flashy. Dwarf BS, though, that's inexorable. Very shallow kick by Max von Sydow to the 4-yard line. The Doors don't mind one bit. Yeah, I think that's not a bad idea. Yeah, like you just get sort of default cheerleaders, and then everything else is what you purchase. I think that's a fair idea. Did I block after all the repositioning here? Richard Cranium taking his least risky actions first. I'm now going to try to block down this line. 1 knockdown. These Sarses have an AV of 10+. Pretty solid armor. 2-die block gets a pal here against Father Lancaster Marin. Final 2-die on the number 4 Saris blocker, the left defensive tackle. Pepperoni roller, no doubt, coming in for a foul shortly. Another foul here. Pepperoni roller has Dirty Player +2. Dirty Player is just like Mighty Blow, but for fouls instead of blocks. He does have Mighty Blow as well, but it's a +1. Goes in for the foul. He'll get a +2, +3 assists, deciding not to go in for the foul. He's going to cover the ball instead. I want to be like Doug, dipping into bonus time. 7 minutes 30 seconds in bonus time for the entire game for both teams. You get 2 minutes on the clock for your turn, and if you run out of time, you dip into your bonus clock. Turn 1 for Max von Sydow. Line block down, no blitz. Very cognizant of the fact that there's a death roller on the pitch. Pulls his important players off the line. Boob09 asks, is it a display issue or do the Lizards only have 2 minutes bonus time? It is a bug. So they do have 7 minutes and 30 seconds, but it displays as 2 minutes until they dip into bonus time, and then it'll correct itself. Jerwook says the death roller rolls over the ball, destroys it, and the rest of the game is just fighting. Under a minute to play for Max von Sydow. They stood up their line, trying to decide what else they're going to do with their turn. In the game of Blood Bowl, you action each piece individually, with very few exceptions. If you fail a die roll, that is called a turnover, and it means, naturally, your turn is over. So determining your action order is a very critical part of this game. Starts off with a blitz over on the right Y zone, gets a push on the Sunday Kid, and he'll follow up to Mark. Where's Boot Polish? Is Boot Polish here? Boot Polish is here. Boot Polish, do you want to know what rulebook I have sitting on my desk right beside me? It is, and I quote, "Wooden ships and iron men, naval warfare during the age of fighting sail." Ah, yes. That's right. You got it. Gets to the boneheaded roll with Max von Sydow. Big guys typically have a nega trait. The nega trait of the Crocs is that he's boneheaded. Has to roll a d6 before he activates. If he rolls a 1, he loses his action and, perhaps more importantly, loses his tackle zones. So it's very important to decide, if you're going to action the Crocs, that it means something. If he fails the boneheaded roll, of course you can try to re-roll it, but they also have another negative trait, and that's called loner. Loner means if you try to spend a team re-roll, you have to roll a d6 first. You spend the re-roll first, you roll a d6, on a 4+, you get to use it, otherwise you'll lose it. So failing that boneheaded roll usually means you're going to stay boneheaded, because you don't want to risk losing your re-roll to loner. Turn 2, back to I want to be like Doug. Good knockdown on King Osric. BB Nut said, what game was that about sailing? Wooden ships and iron men. Two-die blitz on a skink. Max von Sydow sending 2 skinks down behind the offense. It's a knockdown on Lor Santeca here. Doesn't break armor though. That's the sneak you get. 2-die block. Blue Polish says defensive skills looking better and better. I tell you what, I haven't said anything yet, but so my undead team didn't really skill up the way I wanted it to. Good KO here. And I also made a mistake right from the get-go, not getting the dedicated fans that I should have got from the jump. So I've decided I'm not going to run undead for the Spike Magazine trophy. I'm going to run humans. And you know what? I was looking at the human roster today, and defensive looking like a decent skill for some of these positionals. For one of these positionals, I should say. Kevin Bacon going to shift laterally to the right. Dwarves tend to stay grouped up. They're slow. They all have block. They want to get their assists, so they tend to pick up guard as well. Yeah, I'm excited to try it. I've never played humans in the new rules. I was like, oh, they get a halfling. Okay, neat. Repositions Pepperoni Roller. No foul here. Yeah, I think you got to start with all 4. I think you got to start with all 4 blitzers. 1 die block into a skull is going to be a turnover. The biggest Ragu is going to get knocked down, and now turn 2 back to Max von Sydow. And there's that failed boneheaded roll. So now the Crocs gonna stay put. Now takes a block on the Soyuz of Rogers. He's gonna get a knockdown here. He needs a 10+ to break armor. Doesn't break armor. Those are great dice. 2-die block on Wyatt Burp, back at the center position. Gets a push out of this. I like humans because they're jack of all trades, masters of none. Seconds left in turn 2 for Max von Sydow. Started with 2 rerolls. They picked up a third one thanks to their assistant coaches and kickoff event. So they're up to 3 now. 3 tends to be the sweet spot. In the old version of the rules, in the Living Rulebook version 6, I would say 3 is probably where almost anyone wants to be, with few exceptions. In this version of the rules, where you can spend more than 1 team reroll a turn, I could certainly see an argument for more teams having more than 3 rerolls. But so far it seems like 3 is still the sweet spot where you really want to be for most of the teams. It's a knockdown on the Sunday Kid over in the right wide zone. Dipping back into bonus time here. He's under 7 minutes on the clock. JR Wilkes says 2-die escape blitz. Do it. 3+ dodge there. Remember, all these skinks have the... Wow! He's just... What? He's sending the 2 skinks away from the ball. He's got 2 potential receivers. He must have a plan for getting at this ball. Living is their plan. Turn 3 now. I want to be like Doug. They've got the ball on their own 4-yard line. This is their turn, or this is their half to score. They started on offense this half. Maximum von Sydow will be on offense to start the second half. Gets the corner on this tight cage, and now starts taking blocks. 2-die block on King Ostrich. Gets a knockdown. I was going to say in the pregame, there's not going to be a whole lot of armor breaks tonight, but last time I said that in a Dwarf and Lizard matchup, there were a ton of armor breaks. Save for the Death Roller, of course. PB Nut says, as an undead coach, your play as being alive is overrated. I think this competition I succeeded on regen once, I think. Sets up a cage, opens up a hole, sets up a cage across the line of scrimmage. The ball now on the opposing 6-yard line, right at center pitch. And now the blitz with the Death Roller with that strength of 7, a 3-die blitz. We get a knockdown on number 4. Has Mighty Blow, can't can't break armor with the 2. Move that Death Roller into position on the left side of the cage. Soy Stuff Rogers will stand up. He's marking Antonius Block, the number 6 blocker. And now a 1-die block on Ming the Merciless. They're going to push here. BB Nut says, regen is a fake skill. I also don't think it works properly in BB3. Not a single ghoul pass regen. You know what? Me neither. It's never worked for me. 2-die block here in turn 3 from Maximum von Sydow. Gets a pal. One of these days, though, one of these days a ghoul will somehow regen. Mark my words. Sydow blitz on General So here. Gets a knockdown. And now has a mark on the ball carrier. Kevin Bacon marked by Brewmeister Smith. Sydow block over on the right side of the line now. Gets a push out of this, or both standing result. It's gonna go with the push. Has yet to action the Crocs. No harm in actioning the Crocs now that he's boneheaded. He only becomes unboneheaded when he succeeds on a boneheaded roll in a future turn. And he'll reposition to mark the front right corner of the cage. He's marking Butch Casserole. Oh, wow. That's powerful. Sending those skinks back up into play here, and they're going to mark the Sunday Kid. 3 marks on the Sunday Kid now. So it's an uphill block for the Sunday Kid currently. I was very proud of myself in my last game. I wasn't afraid of the uphills. They worked out pretty well. Like they weren't YOLO uphill blocks. They were I think sensible uphill blocks. Although the jury's still out on that, I suppose. Turn 4 for I Want to Be Like Doug. Two rerolls for the team. Ball is marked, and the Crocs is in front of this cage. Food Polish says, don't mess with skinks when they have numbers. I learned that, yeah. Yeah, you can hunt a skink. If you overextend, though, suddenly, you know, your strength 3 player is up against 3, maybe even 4 skinks, and now it's a 2-die block coming back to you. Or even a 1-die block if one of those skinks is a blodger. This was skink hunting where the skinks were the hunters. Skinks weak and frail. They have a strength of 2. They have an AV of 8+. That's not big. That means to break armor, you need to roll an 8+ on a 2d6. Comparatively easy to do compared to, say, an average AV of 9+. 2-die blitz, get things started. Going after Brewmeister Smith. He'll get a push here with 18 seconds left on the clock. This is going to free up the ball carrier. He could move this direction if he so chooses, but he's going to go. I think he might stay put here. Blitzer moves back to mark number 4 to get the 3-die block. Gets a pal here. Oh boy, that death roller. That death roller. 3-die block with mighty blow. Gets a removal here unless the apothecary is spent. Apo's gonna be spent. Hey, what a doctor. What a doctor. Three dice. Oh, man. Gonna shift this ball one space forward. And he had this hole open here. Decided to take advantage of it. Using the death roller for the back right corner of the cage. One die block on Ming the Merciless is going to be a skull unless he rerolls this. Nope. That's fine. These dwarves have an AV of 10 plus, and if that weren't enough, they have thick skulls as well. Final turn of the first quarter coming up. Max von Sydow. They're finding themselves behind the ball. Chair Wilkes says, what do you think the copay is for going in and getting a doctor to smack you around with a butcher's knife? I don't know, but I'm not going to pay it. Although if they could save me from an injury and or death with it, maybe I'd pay it. I'd definitely pay it. 2-die block on Queso Bill is a push. 2-die block on Butch Casserole is going to be a pal. The Skinks are going to give him a 2-die block on the Sunday Kid at some point, probably toward the end of the drive. Unless he wants to reposition these Skinks. I think he does. I think these Skinks are out of position. He's got to get them back into the secondary here and try to stop the score. They're already pretty far behind. Kevin Bacon with an MA of 6. The Skinks only have an MA of 8. They can catch him, but I just don't think they're going to be terribly effective. Crocs Blitz. 2-die blitz on the biggest Ragu. Gets a knockdown here. Mighty Blow can make this a 9 plus. Can't break armor. Takes another mark on the ball. Kevin Bacon finds himself marked once more, this time by the Crocs. See, oh, you think your stomach hurts? I'm going to chop off an arm. Tell me what hurts then. Max von Sydow going to take the 2-die block here. Yeah, this will free up 2 of these Skinks to try to get back into this drive. He also has Antonius block to do something with as well. Going for the foul instead. Didn't get anything out of the fun. He got a he got a stun, which is decent. But that leaves him with 1 less Skink. And now this Skink is on the right side, which means they either have to come up the right side of the pitch or take a step back to get back over to the cage. That's it. Second quarter begins. I want to be like Doug, in possession of the ball on the opposing 8-yard line. Gravy Crockett goes toe-to-toe with Max von Sydow. 2-die block. Works out due to the block skill. Kevin Bacon not afraid of a little punching. And now 2-die blitz on Lor Santeca. Gets a pal here. 8 plus, 7 plus with Mighty Blow. Queso Bill is a monster. Good KO. 2 more spaces of movement left with Queso Bill. Good use of Mighty Blow to hunt a skink. I should have taken up that bet, Jar. Whoops. Boot polish. Richard Cranium is a secret weapon. Here comes a foul now with the death roller, trying to take the Crocs out. Got it. Well done. Oh, that death roller is a nightmare. 30 player +2. Literally steamrolled. Good use of the foul to remove a key player from the pitch. Let's see if that KO sticks for the next drive. Soist of Rogers. Gonna chef forward to get the one die block on Antonius' block, and this will be a knockdown. One die block with the block skill. The opponent had the block skill as well. Worked out. Turn 5 now for Maximum Von Sydow. Three of their players behind the ball. They shifted number 11 to get back into a safety position, but that's just one player. That's not enough to stop the run. He'll need more than that. Paul Funyon about to get pushed around here. It's going to be a push result in the two-die block. Not a great block here. This is going to negate the assist. I think you might want to dodge these skinks away anyway. Under a minute to play here in turn 5. Maximum Von Sydow trying to figure out how he can make his defense more effective. Try to stop the run here. If he can stop the run, he'll be on offense to start the second half. Two-die block on Butch Casserole. Well, he'll be on offense to start the second half regardless. But he'll be on offense while not being behind, which is a strong position to be in. $20 seconds left on the clock. Really being deliberate and careful here and trying to decide where he wants these players to be. Getting back into bonus time here. 5 minutes left on the clock. Not sure what he wants to do with those skinks that have been left behind. BB said, "Do the Lizards have to win to make the playoffs?" Nope. They could have. They had a shot had I won, but since I didn't, they're eliminated. So they're just playing to better their teams for the Spike Magazine trophy. Yeah, so there's a good dodge and two good dodges. I think that's a good call to get these skinks back into the game. Still a little behind. And now the blitz. Two-die stand-up blitz gets a pow on the Soist of Rogers. Is he gonna rush to mark Kevin Bacon? No, he's gonna stay in front. Jared Wilkes says the skinks are never behind. Boot Polish says the dwarves are always behind. All right, so he's giving up the left wide zone here. We'll see if he has enough players to cover going into turn 6. I want to be like Doug on the opposing 8-yard line. I mean, they have lots of places they can go. They could go here if they wanted to, but I mean, they also got center pitch. The Dwarves' greatest weakness is the fact that they are so slow, and they're not really a passing team. Although we did see Doug the Minotaur with a full 26 space TD with a pass last season. Put that aside, if you can just stay in front of them and hold them to a space a turn, you're usually pretty good at stopping their score. The problem is they're just so tough and they will beat you up. And that's exacerbated with this death roller. Wyatt Burp marking King Osric and Antonius Block. They're the two Sauruses that are forward of the ball. Richard Cranium now the one being deliberate and really trying to decide where he wants this ball to end up. He can go left, he can go right, he can even stay put, but at turn 6 he might want to get a few more spaces. 2-die block. Gets a knockdown here on Antonius Block. Oh, PV Nut says, says the Dwarves' greatest weakness is that they have no friends, as everyone hates them. So he's going to commit to the left wide zone, it looks like. Kevin Bacon going to run to probably the 14. Yes, indeed. Now 2-die blitz on Ming the Merciless. So he'll get the knockdown here thanks to the block skill. This frees up Paul Funyon. And now Pepperoni Roller. Pepperoni Roller, 4 assists. Dirty Player and the assist. They have to work together, right? My God. Oh, that's a crime. Oh no! I'm speechless. Oh, went in for the 4 assists on the foul, got the removal. The ref said, "Hey, is that a death roller on the pitch?" Richard Cranium said, "No, no, it's not." And the ref said, "Oh, okay." Successfully argued the call there. Oh boy, when you get called off, just a lawnmower. When you get called off for a foul in this game, you can argue the call. On a 6, it's a turnover no matter what. But on a 6, you get to stay on the pitch. On a 1, not only are you removed, but now all your brilliant coaching results are a -1. Oh boy. Yeah, Dirty Player +2 is insanity. It's absolute insanity. So he does get it. He got the 4 assists plus the +2. That's... Hoy. 2-die blitz. This is not going to work out unless he re-rolls it. May as well. Yeah, now he gets a knockdown on Paul Funyon. So Maximum Von Sydow all but giving up stopping the score. They're just trying to put the hurt on, trying to get a player advantage, trying to get some SPP for their players. Yeah, the LRB6 didn't have this concept of a +2 or a +1. It's new to BB 2020. Breaks armor. Wow! Got a KO. Anytime you get a KO on a dwarf, you cheer. Wow! The one die block out the PAL and knocked out Wyatt Burp. SB Beaver, thank you for the bits. Turn 7, I want to be like Doug, so I'm trying to stall this out till turn 8. Takes a mark on number 11. How do you pronounce that? Dr. Nayring. I don't know. I understand these are all Max von Sydow roles, but I don't know. I don't know who Dr. Nayring is from. So I have a question. Can you, let's say as my first skill I pick up Mighty Blow. Can I pick up Mighty Blow again for a +2? Okay, thank you, old gamer Mike. Welcome to the stream. A level 6 blitzer with Mighty Blow +5. Kevin Bacon gonna advance to the 24-yard line. Ah, I see. I mean, that makes sense. I just wanted to be sure. Because it felt very scary. 2-dive blitz on King Osric gets the knockdown. Star players and a death roller. One die block back at the line of scrimmage gets a push here. No, excuse me, a push. A push on Ming the Merciless. Whew. Just 3 minutes, 23 seconds left in bonus time for I Want to Be Like Doug here in turn 7. Both coaches taking their time on these turns. I Want to Be Like Doug 5-0-0 is their record. With a win tonight, they'll be going into the semifinals 6-0-0. I Want to Be Like Doug moves the biggest Ragu into position just to try to stop a cheeky skink blitz against Kevin Bacon. And now a one die on Ming the Merciless will be a push. Von, welcome to the stream. That'll be the turn. Turn 7 coming up for Maximum Von Sydow. We'll see. Well, I'm sorry. The Death Roller is not activated. Gets called off again. Gets a stun out. Ah! No! No! Somebody call a commissioner! Got a stun, rolled doubles, argue the call again. Not that it even mattered, it's turn 7, but no. No, absolutely not. Clypheus, welcome to the stream. I don't think so, no. I mean, I've seen plenty of coaches in the league argue the call and fail. Yo! Wait, he's not blitzing? Oh, it's a bug with the Death Roller? I hope not. I don't think so. I could have sworn I've seen pepperoni roller get called off before. Oh, no. Well, I guess you don't want to blitz from here, really. Two dodges and a rush to take a mark on Kevin Bacon. We'll see if that works out, but I think the only way it's going to work out is if Richard Cranium rolls nothing but skulls. Three seconds left on the clock before Maximum Von Sydow dips back into bonus time. 3 minutes, 25 seconds left on the bonus clock. Two rush blitz. One die. He got a push. He'll follow up. Ah! Got a push. Got a push. Re-rolled it into a pal. He knocks Kevin Bacon down. Use this last re-roll here to try to grab it with number 11. Wow! And then two rushes with Brewmeister Smith. Holy moly! Got the pal here. This game, my goodness gracious. Now the ball on the ground on the 22-yard line. Turn 8 for I Want to Be Like Doug. Decided to stall it out for a turn, and Malik said, nope, nope, I'm coming after you. Two-die block on Brewmeister Smith, gets a push. That's one player off the ball, making the pickup just a little bit safer. He has two re-rolls. Two-die block on the blitz. Gets a dodge push out of this. Excellent dodge push. And now one mark on the ball. Oh, I'm sorry, no marks on the ball. Yeah, good chain push here. 3+ pickup by Kevin Bacon. Fails the rush. There he goes. Well done by Richard Cranium to score. Von Rue asks, so the Dwarf team is undefeated, right? Yes, they are. What? Oh no, I can hear the clock. I can hear the clock. Death Roller is a secret weapon. They will be off the pitch for the rest of the game. I Want to Be Like Doug in the lead, 1-0. They're going to be on defense here to start the second half. Maximum Von Sydow doing an excellent job there trying to stop the score. But Richard Cranium came in with a... oh, I'm sorry, there's going to be one more turn left. There's one more turn left. One more turn to try to get this clock noise to reset. I want to be like Doug. We're going to put the three worst players on the line. So you can see 2 0 SPP players and 1 2 SPP player. Everybody else is going to be back on the end zone. Away, safe, screening out the end zone just in case he needs to. One turn left in the half unless there's a timeout. I hope all I want out of this next drive, this one-turn drive, is sweltering heat. That's what I want. Maximum on Sydow to set up for their turn 8 drive. Might put a skink on the line if he's hopeful about the timeout. It looks like he's not going to do that. He's going to keep all the skinks back. This means he's not going to score. Here's the kick. An officious ref. It's not going to matter too much here. Turn 8 now. Maximum von Sydow. Kevin pulls his mask off and he was a skink all along. Double skulls here. Oh, probably not too bad. Yeah, big armor on those Sarses, and that's the end of the first half. Now we're at 1-0. 1-0. I want to be like Doug in the lead. Maximum von Sydow going to be on defense. Oh, going to be on offense, excuse me, to start the second half. Two successful argues. Get out of town. I want to be like Doug, setting up to screen out the pitch here. He knows he's got to worry about these skinks. They're very fast, so he doesn't want them to get behind him. Clavius, thank you for the bits. Wide defensive line here by I want to be like Doug. 3-player line. Clavius, thank you for the bits once again. The theme song of Cenozoic Park. Clavius cheering for ogres. There's an ogre team out there somewhere. Thank you for the bits. Tightening up this defensive line a little bit here with 13 seconds left to set up his formation. Old Gamer Mike says, but then last game I saw a rat bashing team, so... 5 players on the offensive line here for Maximum von Sydow. Max von Sydow himself on the line as well. He's the number 8 Crocs. Wow. Clavius, thank you for the bits. I really appreciate it. Maximum von Sydow with 2 players over in the left wide zone, but none in the right. 3 skinks back to receive. could probably get away with just one skink. He could move the other skinks forward. And then if he needs to, he can pull them back to be a protective pocket, a screen around the ball carrier. If the opponent had the kick skill, then maybe he'd have 2 kickoff return players back. So he's going to have 4 of these skinks back in this kickoff return contingent. That's it's a number of players that he won't have by the line. If you thought you got away from that officious ref, he's going to remind you. So it looks like he's only knocked down Chief Justice Fargo. He's going to be stunned for a turn, but he's well off the line, so that's okay. 2-die block to get things started by Maximon Sydow against Meatloaf. They'll get a knockdown here. Looking for that 10 plus. 9 with Mighty Blow. Mighty Blow gives you a +1 to your armor or your injury roll, whichever one you need it for. So if you naturally break armor, you can use it on the injury roll. Otherwise, you can use it on the armor roll. 2-die block on the right defensive tackle gets a pal. The soyest of Rogers. And when I was a kid, I loved eating at Roy Rogers. Great injury here. Oppo not spent. Good removal by Maximum Von Sydow. Gets another pal on the center defensive tackle. Doesn't break armor this time. What was the name? Yeah. Roy Rogers? I mean modern fast food restaurant. Clavius, thank you for the bits. What's the Leroy Jenkins move? Now he's going to cover the ball after taking the block. Should have covered the ball first, really. Remember, this is a game of luck mitigation, so putting a pocket around the ball is safe. There's no die rolls, generally speaking, associated with that. So you can do that first, then you go for your die rolls, your 2 dies with the block skill, right? And then towards the end of your turn, you can go in for the ball pickup, and that way. You've probably got all of your actions done, and if you fail the pickup, you don't have to waste a reroll on it because it's already safe. Yes, in fact, I was not going to answer it, but like, who cares? Yes, I was playing Blood Bowl in the 80s. Hey! Rick Swiss 87, welcome to the stream. 2 turns at least before the dwarfs can reach the ball that deep, to be fair. Yep, they are slow. This is also a maneuver that Malik can do if he's going to play for the draw. Instead of getting like a cage up here and stalling here where all these dwarves will be bashing him into the dirt. What he can do is he can fall back and stall around here. And then that gives him a few turns where he's not getting beat up and he has the speed advantage, and then he can go for the win. Oh, he doesn't have to go for the draw. I'm just saying if he is. But if he's not going for the draw, then he needs to score, and then he needs to have a plan to get the ball back. Yeah, I used to love Roy Rogers, the roast beef sandwiches. And then I went to, what's that place called? I went to, what's the roast beef place? Arby's. I went to Arby's with some friends, and it was disgusting. It was absolutely disgusting. I'm sure my tastes have changed since I was like 6, but man, it was awful. Two-die blitz gets a push on King Osric here. Liar, Arby's is great. Turn 10 for Maximum von Sydow. Each team with just about 2 minutes left on the bonus clock and nearly a full half to play, so they're going to have to be mindful of that clock as they continue to take their turns. Two-die block on the left side of the line here for Maximum von Sydow. They'll get a push on Meatloaf. Checkers is awesome. Checkers is amazing. Checkers is absolutely fantastic. Yes, I'm sorry, Vonru. Malik was eliminated by a game earlier today. Two-die blitz by Max von Sydow against Paul Funyon. Gets a push out of this. Has Cranium even had a draw? No, he's 5-0-0. If he wins tonight, he'll be going into the semifinals as the top seed, 6-0-0. And he'll be taking on the White Skull Windbreakers, Doug the Minotaur himself. It'll be I Want to Be Like Doug versus Doug. Good knockdown here on the Sunday Kid. Yeah, certainly something to be proud of if he can pull it off. Also, he might just try to keep his team healthy for the next competition this season. He might try to keep his team healthy for the Spike Magazine Trophy. Advances the ball to his own 4-yard line. Max von Sydow, 2 seconds left on the clock before they get back into bonus time. Turn 10 now for I Want to Be Like Doug. Yeah, it would have been cool to see like Rodentia make the semifinals. That would have been fun. Or even one of the Chaos Renegade teams. Did you ever have Dragon Magazine? I did not. Yes, or the Chaos Chosen team. Jarlock says, speaking of traders from 30 minutes ago, best new Dune faction expansions. I have no idea. I don't know. I don't even remember who the expansion factions are. The Ix. I think the Tlilaxu are one. I don't know how they work. House Lannister. France. Chaos Chosen worshipping Chaos Undivided. Boy, I don't remember. I think Chom would be neat just because they probably are. They're probably money oriented, right? Were the Moritani, were those the ones that have the mobile strongholds? Two-die blitz. Gets a knockdown here. The biggest Ragu knocking down Ming the Merciless. Doing the job of Flash Gordon. Have they ever had horrors in PC Blood Bowl? No. Not Cyanide Studios Blood Bowl. There was a Blood Bowl, an MS-DOS Blood Bowl back in the day. Oh, wait. You mean Necromantic? Yeah, Necro's been in Blood Bowl. Ixion, that had the stronghold. Yeah, Necro was in BB2. Chaos was in BB2. There was an old MS-DOS game that I never played. It had like a top-down view. I want to be like Doug in turn 10 here. They're down to 1 minute, 5 seconds left on the bonus clock. Under a minute now. And the pitch is starting to coalesce into a big old scrum right at mid-pitch. Turn 11 for Maximum Von Sydow. Still not used to all the new rules in BB 2020. I don't have a lot of games under my belt. I've read the rule book, but still haven't internalized a lot of it. So a lot of this is like exciting and fun. I'm like, whoa, you can do what? 2-9 blitz to get things started. Gets a push on the biggest ragu. Blood Bowl 1, Legendary Edition had Korn. I don't remember what the actual team name was, but it was Korn. Chom sounds cool, even though I know nothing about them. 2-die block with Max Von Sydow. He'll have to take the push here. I don't think the Ixians were very cool. I mean, I don't know. Dune, one of my favorite board games ever. Blood Bowl's right up there. Dune's right up there. Maximum Von Sydow taking a breath here. They're going to pull back to their own 8-yard line. Fail to dodge here. Spent the reroll. Wow. Spent the reroll. Got away. Close up the cage. The old cardboard cage. Atreides? How do you have Dune without Atreides? 2-die block now by I Want to Be Like Doug on Ming the Merciless. So the 1980s one is the new one, depending on which new one you're talking about. So Gale Force 9 re-released the old one in 2019. It's effectively the same game, just with some minor changes that were basically the WBC rules. But yeah, the 2019 Gale Force 9 one is the old. I don't think it was an 80s game. I think it was 79, actually. Keep the cards, I'll be the homework faction. 2-die block gets a knockdown. Yeah, it's a brilliant game. It is super wild. So one of the factions, the Bene Gesserit, they have an alternate win condition. So there's like a standard win condition for everyone, and then there's an alternate win condition where they predict who wins at the very beginning of the game before anything happens. They predict which faction wins and on what turn. And if they're right, they win instead. So the whole point of that faction is to manipulate the board state to manipulate the board state so that you can make that happen. And it is the best thing in the world when you can win with a Bene Gesserit prediction. Gets a knockdown on Maximum Von Sydow here. This is a good knockdown on the Crocs. Cuts their movement in half and means that they can't block next turn unless they spend the blitz on it, but they're not going to do that with all these dwarves. All these dwarves nearby. Old Gamer Mike says kick. Yeah, he might punt, but knowing the way Malik has played, he tends to go. He goes for the gold. He says, "You know what? I've got the ball. I'm going to try to score." The old styrofoam cage marked by Blood for Blood, the number 13 runner on the left side of this cage. I want to be like Doug, down to 23 seconds on the bonus clock. Yeah, you make the prediction in secret at the start of the game. And then you spend the whole game like carefully going into particular alliances, playing a certain way. It's really cool, yeah. Three players marking the cage now. Maximum, Von Sydow in turn 12. They have the ball on their own 8-yard line, but now, what to do? What to do? There's nowhere to run. Oh, give her, Mike, I'm sorry. You're like, no. Not kick the ball. Don't punch the ball. I mean, kick the guy. Stands up, the Crocs. He's going to continue to mark these dwarves. If Max Von Sydow gets lucky on a block, he might be able to break the ball carrier free. I just don't know how he keeps the ball carrier safe. Two-die block on General So gets POW here. The Minotaur says, is it too late to bounty some dwarf players for injuries? Just foul some dwarves. Breaks armor. Got a stun. I got plenty of gold in the treasury. I'll hand it out if you injure some dwarves. Actually, I just rolled my new team. I only have 5K in the treasury. Two-dive blitz on Wyatt Burp. He'll get a POW here. Really needed that POW to really have a chance of getting anything going here. Decided to follow up with Father Lancaster Marin, the number 2 blocker. Yeah, I am going to play a new team. My undead team didn't get. I didn't really get the SPP I wanted, and I sort of messed up in the beginning where I didn't put money into Fan Factor when I really should have, or whatever it's called now, dedicated fans. So I wasn't making a whole lot of money either. So I decided I'm gonna switch. Advances the ball forward 1 space to the 4-yard line. Yeah, so the way fans work now is that that's basically how you make your money. You get you didn't get 78,000 SPP in the first 6 games? That's strange. The way it works now is you take your dedicated fans, you add your opponent's dedicated fans, you divide by 2, round up, and then you multiply that by 10,000 gold. That's how much money you earn in the game, plus another 10,000 for each touchdown. So fans are good. Failed a 3+ dodge here. Ooh, spent the reroll. Had to spend the reroll. He doesn't get the dodge skill because he was marked by Gravy Crockett, who has the tackle skill. Tackle negates dodge. Spent a reroll. Failed the dodge. SP Beaver says, have you decided what you will play? I'm going to play humans. And now, after the failed dodge, Gravy Crockett marking Lore Santeca, the ball carrier. Yes, I am. Humans probably my favorite team in Blood Bowl. Well, not probably, definitely my favorite team in Blood Bowl. I haven't played them for a while now. Oh no! Oh no! Spence the double skulls into double pals. that's Knuckle just toying with you. But yeah, I wanna get some experience under my belt with new humans. See how they play. No. Yeah, I mean, you can get them out a bunch of different ways. I think you can take 4 catchers if you want. No, it's not the Bloops this time. It's the, what did I name them? The Television Terrors. Larry says, I think well-piloted humans are a very impressive team. Well, won't you be disappointed? Two-dive block. Gets a push, dodge push on this, and now going for the blitz on the ball carrier. Got the pal he was looking for. We'll see where the ball scatters. Will Lor Santeca stay on the pitch? No, he will not. And the ball's going to scatter up to the 2-yard line. Two-dive block, got the pal. And now Maximum von Sydow fighting this team. Very much marked by these dwarves. 2 rushes, he sends the number 11 Skink out to the right wide zone as a passing threat. Also tries to get him to safety. 2-dive block on the Sunday Kid by Brewmeister Smith is going to be a pal. Yeah, humans have halflings now. I did not take all the catchers in the halflings, Doug the Minotaur, but thank you for the suggestion. I took 4 blitzers, thank you very much. Stands up the Crocs. Stand up blitz on Meatloaf, gets a pal here. So the pals are fine, but when you get into a scrum like this, you have to ask yourself, are these helping me towards the goal of getting the ball, right? Blood Bowl comes down to scoring touchdowns, and so everything you do really should be in service of that. So Maximum von Sydow, by actioning Max von Sydow there on the blitz, will he be able to get this ball to safety is the question. Setting up the cage here. He's going to try to dodge away to pick up the ball. Yeah, failed the dodge. And the ball's going to scatter to the left side of what would have been this cage. Can't use your dodge skill. Can't use your dodge skill when you're marked by a tackle player. And with no rerolls left, that was a risky dodge. Not sure what else he could have done there, though. You know, now that I look at that fact, what is 5 yards in Blood Bowl? Like, what is 5 yards? How do you pass for 5 yards? I have, what did I pick up? I have four blitzers. The ogre, I like the ogre. The ogre, a catcher, a thrower, and everybody else is a lineman. Double skulls on the blitz. 1 reroll left. Not double skulls. I could have sworn that was double skulls. And a both down result is one of those. And then repositions the blitzer to take a mark on the number 11 Skink. How many dedicated fans? 3. So you start with 1. I picked up 2 more. So that put me at 3. And then 3 rerolls. Really, I took the players I wanted. Well, I took the positionals I wanted, which was definitely the 4 blitzers. Then I picked up the rerolls I wanted, which is 3 rerolls. Then I picked up the ogre, and then I figured out how I could fit anything else in there, and then the rest of the money went into dedicated fans. Turn 14. 3 turns left for Maximum von Sydow to try to get on the board here. 2-die blitz gets a pal on Wyatt Burp. This ball is still going to be marked. 3 skinks left on the pitch. 2 are prone, so they're going to lose 8 MA on this turn. Yeah, costs changed a little bit. I don't know how, but I remember I used to field a 1,000 TV, 1 million gold TV human team, and now it came under by like 5,000 gold. Tried to dodge away, didn't work out. Risky dodge there. He's, oh boy. Yeah, tackle. Losing that dodge skill changes the odds so dramatically. Turn 14 back to I want to be like Doug. They're in the lead here, 1-0. They have 1 reroll left for the game. They have no time left on the bonus clock. The ball is currently on the ground on their 2-yard line. They're going to take a 2-die block on the number 4 blocker and get a knockdown here. Another KO. Boy, oh boy. Let's see, is it 9v8, 10v8? Let's see, 8, 9, 10, 11, it's 11v8. 2-die block on Brewmeister Smith. Both standing result or a push. El New Marino, welcome to the stream. I just like dwarves. I feel like they move too fast with their stumpy legs. I mean, you do have to be careful of the runners. I want to be like Doug, picked up a second runner, so that's 2 players with an MA of 6. Which sounds not super great, but that's 50% more than the typical dwarf MA4. 2-die blitz on Ming the Merciless. He'll get knocked down again. $15 seconds left on the clock. No bonus time left, so Richard Cranium's going to have to do whatever he wants to do with 10 seconds left on the clock. 2-die block on King Osric. He'll get a knockdown. This will be the final turn. Doesn't follow up. Turn 15 for Maximum Von Sydow. They have to end this turn in scoring position. They can definitely do it with number 11. In fact, I think they can only do it with number 11. Well, they could do it with SFR as well. But they've got to have a plan to get at this ball. And all the skinks have been sort of sequestered from the ball. I mean, yeah, they're definitely a good team for sure. Two-die block on Gravy Crockett. He'll get the knockdown here. Is this in service of trying to recover this ball? Let's see. No, it's still 2 dodges by Laissez-Faire. I think this is his best bet, though. I mean, it is such a long shot. Can he get a blitz on someone? Maybe he can blitz Kevin Bacon and then make that 1 dodge onto the ball. Oh boy, sends Laissez-Faire, I'm sorry, Dr. Nehring way down pitch, but that's going to make any potential pass a little harder. Let's see. 1-2, 1-2. It looks like a long pass. 3+ dodge, 3+ dodge. Good pickup, another dodge. Interception attempt. Got a 6 on the pass. If he gets to the interception attempt, it's just a catch now to number 11. Ah! No! Oh no! The biggest ragu! I'm sorry, Meatloaf with the interception. Holy moly. Succeeded on the pass, just needed the catch. And Meatloaf was there to intercept the ball. Oh boy, so disheartening for Malik. Almost had that reception. I want to be like Doug now. I'm going to take out Max von Sydow. Got the pal here. Breaks armor. Gets a stun. Max von Sydow out for the rest of the game, effectively. Duck the Minotaur says the dwarf will always intercept. The game is coded that way. It's in the league bylaws. Gets a push on King Ostrich. Three seconds left on the clock. Fails a dodge here. Spends a reroll. Gets into position to close off the cage. Turn 16 for Maximum von Sydow. I don't know what they can do here. They've got a YOLO blitz the ball carrier and a YOLO pick up the laissez-faire. Maybe they can tie the game. Like he can mark this side of the cage, come in with the, oh boy, he's got to dodge away Brewmeister Smith and then dodge in to get the block to hope for the pal, to hope the ball bounces out of the cage so that laissez-faire can pick it up, pass it, maybe even hand it off to number 11. I want to see it happen though. No rerolls left for Maximum von Sydow. 2-0 block on Gravy Crockett, trying to pick up some SVP here, gets a pal. Might have gone after Kevin Bacon instead. He's gonna go after Kevin Bacon now. Okay. Well, then not a lot of hope of going after the ball, but maybe he's just keeping the team safe. Maybe he's just like, that's too many risks. That's too many risks. $15 seconds, not even going to try. Yeah, not even going to try the blitz. Fair enough. And then he'll run laissez-faire to safety. He'll do the same with number 11. Oh, he's going to go for the blitz. I respect it. They're going to push out of here. Oh boy, I hope that skink stays alive. Nope. I hope you stay alive, little buddy. Turn 16, final turn of this game. This is gonna end 1-0. I want to be like Doug, 6-0-0 going into the semifinals. 3-die block on laissez-faire. We'll see if he stays alive. He does. I'm trying to block Ming the Merciless once more. Did I block? You'll get that knockdown. Ming the Merciless is injured. Breaks armor. Gets a stun. This might be the turn. I don't know what else he's going to do. He's going to try a pass with Meatloaf. General So the receiver, I guess. No, he's just going to block. Fair enough. Gets a pal. Thought the block was more worth it. I think that's probably true. Doesn't break armor, and that'll be the game. 1-0. I want to be like Doug wins this ball game. Well played by both coaches. What an exciting game that was. Malik almost handing this team their first non-win of the season. I want to be like Doug's blood for blood, the MVP. Laura Santeca, the MVP for Max Von. Sydow will get a level up out of this. SPP for the evening. 6 for Maximum Von, Sydow, and 11 for I want to be like Doug. That's not bad. I hate you, pepperoni roller. And there are the standings after regulation play in the Chaos Cup. The top 4 teams. I want to be like Doug. Richard Cranium's Dwarf team. 6-0-0 is their record. They're the top seed. They'll be playing the 4th seed with the White Skull Windbreakers, coached by current league champion Doug the Minotaur. The only other undefeated team in this competition with a record of 3-3-0. That's an Orc team. And then the number 2 team, Nevagana, coached by Chime, an Orc team. They're 4-1-1. They're going to face off against Season 1 champion Nick Satan's Cenozoic Park, a Lizardman team. 4-0-2 is their record. Those are the I was going to say the semi-matchup finals. The semi-finals matchups that will get started tomorrow, in fact. So coaches will begin scheduling their semi-final matchups tomorrow. All of our top 4 brackets are streamed, unlike regular games where some games don't get streamed. Every game in a semifinals or in a bracket will get streamed, whether that's the end of the competition for the top 4 or the Blood Bowl in its entirety. Yeah, coaches will start to schedule those games starting tomorrow. And when those games get scheduled, you'll be able to check out and get alerted for those schedules on our website at maml.club. That's maml.club here on Twitch or on our social media pages on Blue Sky, Twitter, and Facebook. You can also watch previous games on our YouTube channel. It'll probably be about a week or 2, depending on how the games get scheduled and when they get played. And then we'll take a week off. And then after that, we'll start registration for the Spike Magazine Trophy, the second competition of the season. If you want to play with us, we're not streaming too next week. If you want to play with us, come to our Discord server. Say, hey, I want to sign up. We'll get you signed up for the Spike Magazine Trophy, and you can participate with us this season. We'd love to have you. Play Blood Bowl, man. I mean, if you watch this game, how is it not the raddest game ever? You can play Blood Bowl via Blood Bowl 3 on Steam, the Epic Game Store, PlayStation, and Xbox, and in tabletop form at your friendly local game store. The Discord, let me see. It's that. Yeah, that's the Discord. Come hang out, say hi, sign up for the Spike Magazine Trophy. We'd love to have you. Again, it's open to all comers, whether you're brand new to the game, whether you're a veteran of the game, whether you used to play the game and you're just getting back into it. It's a lot of fun, and it's a friendly bunch. And yeah, super rad game. I love it so much. Yeah, so until the semifinals of our first competition this season, take care, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your Monday evening.